Hi, I'm Shelley, thank you for joining me, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a baby cardigan that's seamless, so very little sewing, and it will fit about a 3-month-old baby. If you want to make a smaller or bigger size, you can vary the size of the hook or increase or decrease the amount of chains in the starting chain. So we're going to start by chaining 60 chains. And now we're going to work a treble into the third chain from the hook. So that counts as 2 stitches, and then we're going to work another 7. And then in the next stitch we're going to work 1 treble, chain 1, and then another treble into the same stitch. And then we're going to work a treble into the next 9 stitches. And then into the next stitch we're going to work again 1 treble, 1 chain and 1 treble into the same stitch. And then we're going to treble 18 stitches. And again we're going to treble into the next stitch, chain 1 and treble into the same stitch, essentially a V-stitch. And then we're going to work treble into the next 9 chains. Then work a V-stitch into the next stitch. And then treble into the remaining 9 stitches and turn. And now we're going to chain 2. I know that oftentimes people chain 3, but I just think that chaining 2 makes it look neater at the edge. And then we're going to treble into all of the trebles up to the V-stitch. And then treble into the right hand stitch of the V-stitch, and then you're going to do another V-stitch in the middle. So treble 1, chain one and treble one back into the middle, and then treble into the next stitch, and just do that all the way along. Treble into the trebles, including the ones that are part of the previous V-stitch, and then work a V-stitch into the centre, and repeat that until your work measures around 3.5 inches. So that's what we've got so far, and we'll go on to the next bit. So your work should look something like this, and the next thing we're going to do is separate the body from the armholes, and we're going to do that by chaining 2 and working trebles to the first V-stitch. And then we're going to work into the first stitch that forms the V-stitch, and then we're going to work a double crochet inside the V-stitch, chain 3, and then go into the next sleeve. Do apologise. So a double crochet into that, and then continue working trebles across the back, and then just repeat as you did here for the other side, so that you're skipping from one side of the sleeve to the other. So now we should have something that looks like this. So you've got one sleeve and the other sleeve, and what we're going to do now is we're just going to work a row of trebles all around the body. So chain 2, chain 2, and then treble into every stitch around the body, including the chain 3 division at the bottom of the sleeves, and obviously end with a treble into the turning chain. So trebles into all the stitches and the chain 3, and end with a treble into the chain 3 turning chain. So now we're going to incorporate the stitch that I introduced in my last video, the texture stitch. So we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to work 2 trebles into the stitch at the base of the chain, and then pardon, and then we're going to miss 3 stitches, and then into the next one we're going to work 1 double crochet, chain 3, and 3 treble crochet all into the same stitch. And again we're going to miss 3 chains and do that sequence again into the next stitch. 1 double crochet, chain 3, and then 3 trebles into the same stitch. I'll just demonstrate once more. So miss 3 stitches, double crochet into the next with a chain 3 and 3 treble crochets. and just continue that all the way across until you get to the last stitch. And at the end of the row, skip 3 stitches and double crochet into the next stitch and turn. Now we're going to start this row with 3 chains, and then we're going to treble crochet into the stitch at the base of the chain. Oops, being cack-handed again. And then we'll go across to the shells, and we'll miss 2 of the treble crochets in the shells and work a front post crochet treble around the 3rd one. Treble crochet, and before you go to the next stitch, chain 3 and then work 3 trebles into the 3 chain space at the back. And then, checking you've got your 3 chain space, go miss the 2 first trebles of the next set of stitches and work a front post treble around the next one, and then chain 3, and then again your 3 chains at the back, you're going to treble 3 stitches into that chain space. And then looking back to make sure you did do the 3 chains. I have to do this because I do sometimes forget. 1, 2 into the 3rd of the trebles from the last group of stitches, previous row, chain 3, and then work 3 trebles into the 3 chain space at the back. And just continue that sequence all across the row. And when you've done your last 3 trebles into the back chain, you're going to skip the next couple of stitches and work a front post treble around the starting chain and turn. So that's basically the 1 row that you'll be repeating. So I've just showed you how to finish the end of the row, and this is how you start the beginning of the row. So you chain 3 and then you go into the 3rd of the group of 3 trebles, 3, go into the 3rd treble in the group of the stitch, chain 3 and then work 3 trebles into the back chain. So that's how you start, and I've just showed you how you end, and yeah, just continue to work in that pattern until your work measures about 4 inches from the armholes down. That should do it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have the right side facing, and we're going to go to the first sleeve, and we're going to insert the hook somewhere around the middle of the 3 chains that you made, joining the sleeve together at the top, and then we're going to go and work a row of trebles all the way around of the sleeve. So chain 3, and then go into the next one, that stitch that you can see, and then into the next, and into the next, and just carry on doing that until you get back to where you started and join with the slip stitch. So now we've got to the end of the sleeve, we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to go around the front post of the first stitch, and then around the back post of the next stitch, and front post again, and back post, and just continue alternating until you get to back to where you started. And at the end of the row, slip stitch into the 2 chain from the beginning, and then we're just going to repeat that exact row one more time. So chain 2 and front post crochet around the front post crochets, and then back post crochet around the back post crochets. And just continue around the bottom of the sleeve with this until you get to the end and join with a slip stitch again. So we'll just fasten off and cut the yarn. Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. I am a little bit clumsy, you might have noticed. Okay, so now we're going to rejoin the yarn to the bottom. So we'll start at one of the corners and join in the yarn, and what we're going to do here is we're going to work trebles all around the border. So 2 chains, and then just work a treble into each stitch as you go round. And any chain spaces as well, just work a treble into them. Two into that chain space. And then 3 into the trebles. And just continue all the way around until you've gone up the front, and bear in mind that when you get to each corner, so for example you're going to treble all along here and all round to the other side, and when you get to the corner here you're going to work 3 trebles, and then when you get to the top here you're going to work 3 trebles. So when you get back to where you started, join with a slip stitch and then chain 2, and we're going to do the front post and back post crochet again, and this time we're going to do it all the way around, remembering to work 3 trebles into each corner, and we're going to work 2 rows of it. So front post and back post. And of course the beauty of this rib is that you don't need to put buttonholes in. So just continue all the way around, remembering to do 3 trebles into each corner and then work another row of the same, and then fasten off.